Hey, what's up guys? It's Corey here with Dapper Dollars, and today we're going to talk about how to go from merch to millions with merch by Amazon. You ready? Let's get started. So, we all started on this journey, if for anything but to make more money. But if you're a follower of this channel, you know that the money that you're making now is not the end goal. You know that the money that you're making now is going to put you and your family in a position to be financially free in the future. And to do that, it's going to take dedication, consistency, and perseverance, because it's not easy to do what you're doing. It's not easy to sacrifice time with your family to make designs, and it's not going to be easy to see the money coming in from merch and not go spend it all, because it's easy to get $200 and spend $200. It's harder to get $200 and put it somewhere where you can't touch it and then watch it grow to maybe $1,000 later. Now, the $1,000 in the end sounds great, but it's painful to let go of that money and invest it. But I need you to know that what you're doing now is going to work. If you're smart about where you're investing and you're smart about what you're doing, then the money that you're making from merch that you're putting aside to invest is going to lead to financial freedom in the future. So please hold on to that, and please just hold fast, because it is going to bring financial future. I can put my investments up on the side here if you want. Actually, yeah, I'll probably do that. And just show you that it does pay off when you take this money and you invest it the right way. Now, of course, the main thing is don't spend all of the money that you make. If you need this money to survive, if you have started merch by Amazon because you're, $1 million in debt or hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, then use this money to pay off that debt, because that's going to help you to get financial freedom faster, because you're going to be able to pay off debt, which is going to lead to more money in your pockets. So if you have debt, pay that off first. Anything over 10% interest is high interest debt, and that needs to go, because it's going to be a weight on your financial freedom. So once all that's gone, then start investing. But the thing is that you need to start investing, and you need to determine what you want to invest in. Me personally, I'm invested in stocks. I know some people are interested in real estate, some people are interested in angel investing, but determine what it is that you want to invest in. Do you want to be in the stock market? There are risks with that, because your money could go to zero. Do you want to be in real estate? There are risks with that, because your money could get tied up with rental properties, or you could get into a lot of trouble, like lawsuits with your tenants, and they could sue you for wrongful damages or crazy things. I've heard horrible stories about tenants and those situations. But if that's what you want to do, then that's what you want to do, and you need to be willing to go where you're comfortable. And if you know that real estate is your passion, you know you've always wanted to do it, then go for real estate. Just do the work ahead of time to make sure you know what you're getting into. Now with me with stocks, I love that because I can invest in a company and I can monitor what that company is doing. And if I feel like I'm not aligning with that company anymore, I can take my money out and move it somewhere else. Real estate, that becomes a little bit more tricky, because if you buy a house in a neighborhood, that neighborhood starts to go downhill. You don't have control over that neighborhood, and selling a house can be much more difficult than selling stocks. Anyway, that's just my perspective. And you need to be long-term in this. You don't need to say, I'm in stocks now, but I might transition to real estate and then go back to stocks, because if you're going either one of those, you've got either a 30-year mortgage or you need to have a 10-year outlook perspective for stocks. For me personally, 10 years is what I'm looking for whenever I'm buying stocks. I don't look at, well, they've got this income report coming out next month and that's going to drive the price up in a month and then I'll sell. No, it needs to be, you need to, if you're in the market, the stock market, you need to invest in companies you know are going to grow 10 years from now, like Hyliion, Dropbox, Amazon, Apple. Those companies are all going to be around 10 years from now, and they're going to be doing different things that are better. With real estate, that's going to go up 30 years from now. There is a very high correlation with being able to buy a house and build incredible amounts of wealth, because if you're renting that house out, then you've got the tenant paying down your rent, and you've also got the appreciation of the home. So you may only put $20,000 into a house in the beginning, but you now have a $300,000 asset 30 years from now. Again, that is your decision. And so I'm going to leave that up to you. But you need to, when you're finding out what you want to do, you need to niche down and get specific about what you want to do. The same way that we niche down with our t-shirt designs to find out a specific target audience. And if that's breast cancer, are you designing breast cancer shirts for moms? Or are you designing breast cancer shirts for aunts? Or, are you going to go after the entire niche? But you need to start somewhere. Like we talked about in the previous video, you need to niche down in order to find out what works so that you can expand to the general broad niche. So if you're going to be in real estate, do you want to buy mobile home parks? Do you want to buy multifamily? Do you want to buy single family? Do you want to buy big apartments and go into like commercial real estate investing? Those are all options, and those are all things you need to think about and plan for before you do anything. You don't need to get started in one area and then try to pivot to another area, especially if you're dealing with 30-year mortgages and stuff like that. With stock markets, do you want to invest in the technology space? Do you want to invest in gas and oil? Do you want to invest in the intellectual properties like Dropbox and things like that? Find out what space you like and go into that and do your research on those companies to find out who's the leader, who's doing it best, who has the most room to grow, and is there an opportunity for you to buy in now. Now, I do suggest that you talk to people who are much more well-versed in stocks. Jeremy of Financial Education and Financial Education 2 on YouTube. He is incredible. And of course, Bigger Pockets, if you're looking at real estate, those are the people to look to if you want to learn more about those areas. And there's also a man named Kerry from Best of Us Investors, who I've been getting a lot of my stock information from as well. So do your research and make sure you know what you're doing when you step into those arenas, and niche down and make sure that you know that the companies you're investing in have a long-term future, or the mobile home park that you're buying has a future and it's not just on its way down and you think it's gonna come up later. Don't try to catch a falling knife. Be in the places that you know are going to do well because you've done the research. And above all else, we've said this before, be consistent. Don't just have this outlook of, oh, it's not working 2 months from now and I've only seen maybe 5% gains on my money, or I've only seen, this, or I bought this house and now I've got a tenant in there and I'm kind of losing interest because I'm not wealthy after 5 months to a year. This is going to take time. Compounding interest is incredible in the stock market, as well as real estate offers an incredible amount of money to be made, because you can make a $20,000 investment on a $500,000 property and you can now have a $500,000 asset after 30 years. So they both got their advantages. You just need to be consistent, make a decision, and do the research to get into these spaces and continue to succeed. And remember, this is all coming from merch. This is maybe $500 a month, $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month. If you invest all of this money that you can afford to invest, imagine what you're going to have after 3-4 years. $1,000 a month invested that grows at 20% in the stock market, which if you pick the right stocks and you actually do your research, that is a minimal rate of return. The real estate space, that's at least a 20% rate of return if you do the right research. So compounding interest, you can do the math, and I might put up a calculator or something where it shows the compounding interest result after maybe 5, 10, 20 years. But anyway, all of this is well worth it, and it's coming from something that you have now coming in through merch. And just remember, you need to be diligent with merch as well. You can't just let merch slide because you see the stock market taking off. You need to keep up your merch income and build that so that you can continue to invest and continue to invest more in the future. Same thing with real estate. Don't get, I know it is easy to get caught up in the real estate world. I was there for a while, and you just focus on real estate, but you need to remember, get the basics of what's going to get you to where you need to go, and that is merch right now. Merch is giving you the income that you need to make these investments. So I hope all this helps, and I hope that you are able to achieve your financial freedom as soon as possible. Some of you, it's going to happen really quick. Some of you, it might take a little while because you need to pay off debt, but just remember that I'm here for you, and if you ever need anyone to tell you that you're going to do it or you're going to be great, just let me know, because I have full faith in you that you are more than capable of doing this, persevering, and reaching the dreams that you want. You'll have a great day, and just remember, someone's going to do something amazing every day. Why not you? See ya.